when I was working at Fujitsu. I kind of grew very fond of my manager, Tammy Sherman. She was a sweet lady. She noticed something that I hadn't noticed about myself, that I was always looking for a way to make things easier, or a way to be faster, or just improvement in any area of the warehouse. And one day she looked at me and she said, you know, someday you're gonna be sitting at a desk somewhere doing something other than the grunt work. I think it was at that time that something clicked in my head that, you know, I could be that person. It really gave me the drive to push myself to do everything at the best level that I could do it at. Born and raised here in Plattsburgh. I am the oldest of 4 girls, plus my mom's soul. I had transferred schools from PHS to Beekmantown in my 9th grade year, and it was not caught by my guidance counselors that I was lacking in art credit. I presented the offer to do summer school for the art credit, and they told me no, so I withdrew from school. I immediately went to CV Tech and took my GED and passed. I actually had my GED before my class graduated, and then I went to work. I've worked at various places in the manufacturing industry here in Plattsburgh. I've worked at Schombeck's, B3CG, Fujitsu, Monahan Medical, and that ultimately led me here to Imeco 9 years ago. My day-to-day consists of overseeing all operations from stores to final inspection. I correspond with my partners in Montreal for all important decisions, and that's pretty much it.
When I first met Heather, I was blown away at her kindness, at her genuine personality. And when I first walked in, everybody respected each other. They knew the work that they had to get done. Heather had her work. She knew what she needed to get done, but she knows because she's been there. She's there at the harnessing cable. She's there at the workstation. She's been there, she knows. I think people respect managers, especially when the managers can see them and meet them where they are.
My character's changed a lot through the years. It was a lot of self-work, really, to get where I am. I'm a very punctual person. I like knowing what I'm doing day to day. I came in here as an assembler 9 years ago, and I've worked myself to the highest spot. And I tried to absorb everything around me, even if it wasn't directly my job. When I started in assembly, I wanted to know how you knew how to crimp the wires. So, you know, I was constantly observing every time someone came over to do that job. Each piece of the puzzle, I tried to grab at and learn as much as I could. It was just pushing, a lot of pushing. And there was days I didn't want to do it, but I knew in order to get where I wanted to be that, you know, you just got to suck it up and go with it sometimes. There's, you know, days you don't want to get out of bed, and that's not going to get you anywhere. You got to get yourself dressed in the morning and come in and tackle the day. I'm just driven, I guess. I had a lot of structure growing up. My mom was super strict with us, and I think that's why I'm the way I am today, is because I always had a schedule at home.
A clear choice as a groundbreaker, because when she realized that the traditional career path of higher education directly after high school wasn't for her, and she realized she can learn directly through our local environment and our local manufacturing industry in devising her own future.
College isn't for everybody. I was a straight A student, honor roll, decorated with awards, achievements throughout, you know, elementary school right up through high school. I did try a semester at college briefly the summer after I earned my GED, and honestly, it was tormenting for me. You're sitting in a classroom with, you know, 40 plus people, and there wasn't that connection to be made for me. It was a lot of textbook, like stand and read to you from a textbook. And you don't have to go to school to be something. You got to strive for something and do the best you can at it, essentially. And I think society has programmed us for so long to, you know, to go to college. And some of the most famous people in the world didn't go to college. They had drive, they had motivation, they pushed themselves to be the best version of themselves they could be.
When we first decided we were going to do Groundbreakers, I knew I was going to nominate Heather because I was so impressed, and I was thinking, this woman is inspiring for women, inspiring for younger people, especially people in this area that are thinking, here I can get a serious career, lifestyle. You can live, work, play in this area. She's so inspiring for younger people that aren't really sure where to go after high school. They can watch her story and say, hey, I can do that too. If she can do it, I think I can do it.
The message I would give to people struggling would be pretty much you got to start somewhere. I know starting over, I've started over, I know it's not easy. It's just finding a purpose and redisciplining yourself and pushing yourself to achieve that goal in the long run. There's lots of jobs. Just drive. You gotta have drive. Don't give up.